welcome back to another episode of the Indie Credible podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Xander Scullion, and joined with me is Jeffrey Wittenhagen. What's up, Jeff?
I'm very salty today, Xander.
So much
So salt.
sodium.
Oh my gosh. It has been a crazy week. I'm finishing up the course out here, so it's been nice. And because of that, I have time and besides for doing giant pixel paintings, which I sent you the
Yeah.
latest one I'm doing, which is crazy. Um there's another one I'm doing, which is going to be the bane of my existence because I'm going to work on a Mortal Kombat piece.
Ooh.
Um, but it's like literally just like blocks. The whole
Mm.
thing's just blocks because every single pixel's filling because it's all digitized. It's crazy. But I was telling you I'm going down a Sven rabbit hole. So I don't know
Mm.
if any of the listeners have heard of Sven Svengoolie is a classic Chicago television like series, and essentially it's a guy dressed up as like a Dracula looking dude with a top hat, and he does intros to classic horror movies and classic B movies like sci-fi and stuff. And so it's not like Mystery Science Theater where they're doing like commentary over it. He just does like little comedy bits before and during intermissions and stuff. And it's my classic childhood. So I'm going to start playing those while I'm working on my pixel paintings. So y'all will get some Svengoolie love ingrained into the ink and into the canvas, into the paint. So that'd be fun. But yeah, like I'm going down a nostalgia rabbit hole, which is always fun because that's what we live on is nostalgia and indie games.
Yes. And speaking of indie games, I do have a cool thing on my end that I ordered. You remember last episode I was talking about that mini PC. I was like, man, I'm thinking about upgrading and getting a newer mini PC because the one I have it was mainly made for retro gaming, and it wasn't really intended for like Steam. But I got a new mini PC, and it's going to be pretty powerful.
Trouble.
It's chunky. It's got like where this mini PC had like 4 gigs of RAM for memory. This one has 32 gigs of RAM. So it's going to
Oh, that's
be
like a lot.
yeah, I mean, it's going to be really great. Almost overkill for indie games, but I'll be able to get more indie games on Steam because there's been some games I'd get and try the demo, just see if it run on the mini PC, and it would kind of lag a little bit. So this is going to
Well,
be
and following the show as we've been doing the podcasts, like some of these indie games are large. So
yeah.
I I don't think you'll have a problem. Also though, like stuff like this plays every indie game, but keep in mind too is you can do stuff like Game Pass and stream
Mm.
onto these.
Yeah.
So like essentially on this, I'm able to play stuff like I have in the notes, which is Doom: The Dark Ages. And I was just playing on
Mm.
this, but I was playing on this with the cloud. And
Yeah.
I'm playing Doom on the toilet Doom.
The best Doom.
Playing the best Doom is I'm playing Doom Dark Ages on the toilet. Of course, me being me and playing for like 15 minutes, I got through the initial cinematics and then I'm like, oh, I'm done. I need to go. And so I never even started yet. But
Yeah.
um but like everything on Game Pass, including indie games, including the game we're going to talk about from last episode, I played on this.
Nice.
And I just played with it through the cloud, which was nice. So I mean, there is ways to do that, but with your mini PC though, when it's going to be like, what is that, 8 times bit larger?
Yeah.
So the fact that it's that much more powerful means number one, it'll be able to play essentially a lot of 3D stuff, which would be nice
Hmm.
for us. And then keep in mind too, some games aren't necessarily optimized to run as a smaller packaged indie game, so you should be able to have fun with it. And then maybe you can also dig into the fun stuff that we talked about before, which is retro bat and getting that
Mm.
crazy emulator system that has like the crazy graphics and stuff. I don't use it though, and it's simply because all of my hard I have an external hard drive
Hmm.
connected to my PC, which is my Lenovo Legion Go. It's a essentially like a mini PC, but it's also portable. And then I connect it to a dock. Well, that dock only works when I have the Legion Go plugged into it. And it's a big convoluted mess. And I think it overloads the power from that external hard drive because it's one of those that's powered, but it's a
Mhm.
USB like 2.0 or whatever. It's not 3.0.
Yeah.
But I think it overpowers it and then causes like glitches with
Mm.
the Windows like recognizing because of the power to the monitor. I don't know. It does something weird. So I don't use it right now but like essentially once you have your ROM sorted, like it's just like gives you all the box art. It's like the perfect little emulation station for a mini PC. Like it is the way to go.
Yeah,
Um,
it's going to be insane because I watched some videos of the mini PC, and I mean, it was running Black Myth Wukong at like HD at 30 frames, which I mean, 30 frames HD. It's like, oh, okay, but this is like a mini PC that I spent like 300 bucks on. It's like 300,
yeah.
it's a $300 mini PC. So I'm excited. I hate that I have to wait till tomorrow. I was hoping I'd get it before the show. That I'd be like, hey, check this out. But I'll save it for the next episode. I'll do an update because I have a lot of Steam games I haven't had a chance to play into like full extent because of the mini PC I have right now. I mean, I could just always game on my laptop, but I mean, my laptop's more of like a workstation. I like to use it for this stuff more than just
Oh,
Steam.
like when it comes to like laptops and stuff too, is that I don't like using them because I'm running other programs and the
Hmm.
programs cause the games to go slow because you have to have something dedicated for it
Yeah.
to run nice or a super high powered gaming PC that can do both. Then
Yeah.
you got to spend some money. So yeah, it 100% makes sense that you would want something a little more beefy to play all the stuff. And I mean, it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome, and it's gonna be cool to see what you got in store for us as you elbow drop us on the head with all your gaming knowledge, Xander.
Speaking of gaming knowledge, what have you been playing this week, Jeff?
So the only one besides, because I'm not going to talk about the game that we promised to play. I don't know if you got to play it at all.
I
The
didn't
one
get a
that
chance to play it yet.
broken promises every week, Xander.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I will talk about that one, and that one was Mulletman Jack. And
Mm.
we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna play it because it's an awesome boomer shooter. Guess what, everyone? It's awesome. It's amazing, but it's not a first-person shooter. It's not a
Oh.
boomer shooter.
Wow, it's
It,
not.
uh-uh. It is like over-the-top game show style, crazy neons,
Mm.
arcade first-person runner.
Whoa.
So like you're because like you can play like a first person shooter, but you lose because you have like 15, 30 seconds to survive. And the viewer engagement gives you more seconds to your life. So you just run through and plow and destroy people. You fucking shoot their heads off. You plow them and push them into a fan. Like remember Mad World on the Wii where you could do crazy ass kills from the black and white stuff. It's like that, but like fast paced in your face. And it's ridiculous. And so you just go through and I so far have been playing the shit out of it and haven't even lost a level yet because I'm just like plowing through, beating the shit out of them as fast as possible. I'll like, and you can like kick them or punch them if you get real close to them, and you get like a samurai sword,
Oh
kind of
shit.
like a roguelike. You can upgrade all your stuff continuously as you're playing through a run. I'm still on my first run, and it's like I'm levels and levels and it's bit-sized levels and then you get to the end it's like all right completed the level and then you go to the next one and then they talk shit and then you go through and like go versus all the enemies and there's definitely at the end of each world there's a boss fight that has unique stuff. I completely brute forced the motherfucker and killed him. But it's awesome. Like Mulletman Jack might be one of my favorite games of the year.
It,
Like it is fucking cool.
yeah, it sounds cool, like in the sense that it's a good pick up and play game. Like that right there sounds like something that's right up my alley. Because
Yeah.
I love that. I love being able to just as rare as it sounds, just starting a game, just pressing start and going into it, not
Yep.
going through all
Well, not
the
like Doom the Dark Ages where I literally watched 15, 20 minutes of cinematics and I'm like, oh, now it drops me in. Cool. I could
yeah
skip those cinematics, but it's Doom. Like, I kind of want to see
yeah
what's going on.
yeah yeah.
And And it's the Dark Ages. It looks fucking awesome. And I've heard it's badass. So once I start playing, and I might try to dedicate some time this weekend in between Svengoolie painting. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, Mulletman Jack, freaking fun. Now, do we consider it? Because it's on Game Pass. Do we still consider it traditional indie? Because like it's not as obscure as the stuff that we usually talk about in the episode, but to
Yeah.
me it's still like small team published.
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
published
Yeah.
published though. And I mean it's kind of the dream is that they're at that next level. So you're super indie, you're at the next level where you're indie, but you get some money because you're on Game Pass. So they're getting some money
Mm.
through a public likely through a digital publisher.
Yeah.
I'm sure that some go on Game Pass by themselves as a developer, but either way getting some funds, and everybody needs to check out Mulletman Jack because it's ridiculous. And I think you can continually go back and play through levels because I assume once I die, I have to like replay stuff as a
Hmm.
roguelike, but maybe not. Maybe I can continue on in like certain like worlds or whatever to go versus enemies. Um, it's exciting though. It's a cool ass game, and you're literally just going through like straight corridors and kicking through doors and then get to the end.
Yeah, I speaking of like Game Pass and like these services and stuff, I that really ties into the next game that I want to talk about that I've been playing.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I went down the rabbit hole of like the PlayStation Store or whatever, and weirdly enough, and I sent you a screenshot of it because they have a category called like PS Indies, and that newest RPG, that Exemption 34 or whatever it's called.
I think it's called Expedition 33,
Yeah,
Xander
yeah.
Scramble.
That game, it was in the indies,
That's
and I'm
a
like,
triple A role-playing game. Massive.
I'm like, what are you thinking, PSN? But I did find that there's like a little corner in the PSN store that's like tied to your PlayStation Plus account. It's like, hey,
Corner.
yeah, it's like it's almost like hidden. Like I didn't. It took me a while to find it, but I found it, and it was like all these games that were discounted because of being a PlayStation Plus member, and a lot of them were indies. A lot of indies, and I bought a couple of them. The one that I've been playing a lot though is like the Buck Blastem Episode One, which kind of made me nervous because I'm like, it's Episode One, but it was like $4. It's a running gun shooter, and even though it's like episode one, it's got a lot of stages to it. It's got,
Judy?
yes, 2D side scrolling shooter. It kind of, the animation almost makes you think of like Cave Story with
Hmm.
the way the pixels are and the way the movement
Okay.
is. But it plays a lot more like Mighty Goose. Like the Mighty Goose game. It plays a lot like that. It's just
Mighty Goose Game or
uh I'm thinking about
Un-
the not
Untitled Goose Game?
not Untitled Goose
Maybe.
Game. Not
I'm trying to
Untitled.
see. I think it's just called Mighty Goose.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mighty Goose, though, the metal slug
Where
like
you're in
goose.
the when you're in a mech suit as a goose.
Yes, which is an
Yeah.
awesome, amazing game. But this one was really good. And I mean, for being an episode one, it's got, four different worlds, two stages each with a boss fight. So three stages and four worlds. I mean, it's got some beef to it. And the stages
And
are
so the name is you said it was Buck Blastem episode one. It might be spelled weird, but I couldn't easily find it on Steam just by doing a normal search.
I was gonna say it's not on Steam. I tried to find it on
Okay.
Steam. It seems
Okay.
like it originally came out on Xbox One, like Xbox. And
So
then I guess
console exclusive.
yeah, and now it's on PSN
Interesting.
for like
Interesting.
I got it for like $5. It's good
That's really
stuff.
weird because you would think that it's easier for them to put on Steam and go the other to go upward
That's
to
what I thought.
consoles. Which I don't know if it's upward anymore. It might just be like parallel to the side.
Mm.
Because I mean, I'm just thinking of like weird gaming categories of things that we can't find or won't be able to find later. So like a game like Buck Blastem where like you can't easily find it on Steam. Is it on Switch? It's not on Switch or Steam. Okay, so that's a PlayStation Xbox exclusive, or a console exclusive, and that's wild. And it could be other things such as like not on Steam, but it's on GOG.
Yeah,
or
that's a good.
itch.io just as a individual executable. Like there are weird pockets of indie that make it ridiculous to find. I mean, there's no way you can find all the things for
Yeah,
indie anymore. Like it's one of those pieces, and we just want to find interesting things that are cool, and it'll be fun. I know we had a developer reach out to us during this week that we're going to cover probably in the next episode.
yeah.
We'll talk about it maybe at the end. Don't have I can't go on my phone because I record with it to see what the game's name is, but we definitely have it. They provided us an early access demo, which means it's not even searchable on Steam yet, but we'll talk about that game probably next episode too. But like those like weird pockets of the internet, we want to find cool, unique experiences.
I can play this game on my new mini PC. That's what I'll do.
Mm.
Yeah,
Indeed, indeed.
indeed. But yeah,
There was one other game, but like for Buck Blastem, like was there anything else with the game?
I mean,
Like when you played it?
it's really good. It's a really good run and gun shooter. Like the soundtrack's really good. The art style and of course the price. I mean, I was just kind of weird. I was worried at first when it was like episode one. I'm like, oh great, this is gonna be like a three level game or something. But I know it's had some
Well, well, I will tell you though, we've had an episode on this, is like games with poorly worded titles, some that are like similar to other ones. There's a game we might cover it next episode that I found today in my searches. It's called almost like Areola, the game. I'm like, why are you gonna call your thing son? And it's like so, but the game looks fucking badass. It looks like a
yeah.
cool ass pixelated game, but it's almost like Areola. Like it's like this one. Why put an episode name on it? Because and the reason why you don't want to put like episodes on things is because number one, nobody ever buys as much of episode two as episode one. You just
Mhm.
give it another subtitle. And number two is game development takes a while. You may never get to episode two.
Think about you know what it made me think of? It made me think of Sonic 4 because you had
Episode one.
and it took 2 years for episode two to come out. And it was just like by the time episode two came out, it was just kind of like we were all not really a big fan of Sonic 4 to begin with. I mean, I still got it and I enjoyed it a little bit,
It
but
was okay.
yeah, it was not the best Sonic, but
It
at the
just it,
time.
it it does exactly what your thought process was though. Makes it feel in your mind like it's a non-complete game.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a perfect example is I think it was Deltarune did chapter one, chapter two, and now three and four will be with the Switch 2. How many chapters are in the game? I don't know without Googling. And so we don't even know if this Deltarune with the new four chapters is a complete game now. Is it? Or are they going to continue to go? And, that's cool for like serialized content like a comic book
Yeah.
or even a television show. We put our episodes on the podcast just so we can stay sane, but in reality, our episodes we want them to be kind of standalone too,
Yeah.
so you can just like watch. So you can go back and we're like on episode like 32 right now,
Mhm.
but you can go back and watch episode two and find games.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you
Exactly.
don't have to like we might allude to some stuff that we might play in another episode or something just to have fun with it. But we want everything to be kind of standalone and not necessarily newsworthy. We'll talk about some news stuff that's on our mind, but like outside of that,
Mm.
that's for the history of things. But it's like
Yeah.
keeping things episodic is an interesting perspective. And I know even on YouTube, the algorithm tells you to not use episodic content.
Yeah.
It's wild stuff, man. And so yeah, that's what I'm saying is like the name of Buck Blastem. Just call it Buck Blastem. Like
Yeah.
give it a retro title. Like I don't know, like as a subtitle or something. But like yeah. So if they don't ever do an episode two, then why'd you call it episode one?
Yep. But
Yeah.
it's a great game. Highly recommend it. It's like $5. You can upgrade your weapons and the stages, like I said earlier, the stages are pretty long. Like they're not linear. That's what I like about the stages. They're not linear stages. It's kind of like a little bit of exploration in there too. So
very East Coast of you. Not linear, linear. East Coast talks, man. Hey, I probably say a shit ton of Chicago stuff, just crazy, but like, I always catch the weirdness. Um, so the other game that I played was one that we covered last episode in the On the
Mm,
Horizon. I played it and got freaking addicted, and that was Snakecremental. Again,
yeah.
like excrement, excremental. No, it's Snakecremental. And that was the one that we talked about. That was like the old school PC Snake games.
Hmm.
Which also like every single homebrew system tends to do a proof of concept Snake game. Like NES Homebrew, there's like 3 or 4 Snake games from the first couple years of NES Homebrew that you just do a little Snake and beat the levels. This one's interesting though because we were talking about it, and it has this crazy ass skill tree, like the biggest skill tree we've ever seen.
Yeah, it's
And
the skill tree is almost like an action RPG if you were to look at it. It's so weird.
and I went into it thinking like one way, and it actually did something different than I expected. And so I expected it to be like, all right, levels. You go levels and you continue to do your skill tree, and then the levels get a little harder. But it's really just one level. It's one game that you play. And the skill
Huh.
tree complex makes the battlefield more complex. So the levels are within the skill tree. So
Wow.
so you start with like red dots, and you collect a red dot, your snake gets bigger. The red dots are worth a point. The skill tree makes the and in this, when you collect a red dot, your life goes down. And so when your life goes down, the stage ends. Or you lose, but you get your score. Anytime you lose, it just keeps your score like an arcade high score. Um, but then once you do that, you collect the little score. The score for your red dots allow you to upgrade things within the skill tree. And it gives you more points. It gets you more shield, so that way your life bar doesn't go down as fast. And things start to get crazy when you unlock other colored dots. So you can unlock the blue dot, and every once in a while it'll create like they'll start shining, and then it's worth
Hmm.
like more points. And then you can do exponential multipliers at the end after you finish, and it multiplies it. And then it starts to do combo ones with red and blue. Then you unlock the next color of green, and then now you have red, blue, and green, and you collect each one, and each one takes your life bar down at a different level. Then the green one though adds a combo bar to
Hmm.
it. And so when you collect 2 greens, the combo bar goes up, and everything else is worth exponentially more. And so then you want to go and like grab the 2 greens, so that way you can get your combo bar and start getting tons and tons and tons of stuff. Um, then it unlocks different skins, and the different skins will get you different multipliers for each color, and like other stuff like you can get like a little tongue for the snake, and it'll like go and you'll hit a dot, but if there's 2 dots next to each other and you're on your last limb, dot tongue gets a bonus dot, so you can get more points.
Oh,
and
nice.
and then when you like max out the score for that level, because the levels come as like say 999, once you
Hmm.
max out the score you get a blue dot. That blue dot unlocks that next section, which that's how you get from red to blue. That's how you get from blue to green. So I think I'm in level 5 now of the exponentials. And so once I think level 5, I might have to get 999,999. And the snake gets longer. So when I'm getting to that, the snake is like filling up the freaking screen. And I got to be very careful to not hit myself, because then it ends the level. And so that has been my nighttime playthrough. So you're talking about short playthroughs. This game is perfect for that. The
Hmm.
other thing is, as an old person, um, it has an easy mode. And the easy mode doesn't make it easier. What it does is the snake doesn't move until you press a button.
Okay.
So
That's not
so
too bad.
normally the snake's moving around, and you gotta like make sure you take it. Now what I like is like you have to press the button tons to move the snake, or you just hold this when you want to move it.
Yeah.
And so
Oh,
this will register and then you just move. So you can just like move. It's perfect. So that way I could do this. I can strategize and then move it around. So it's like a different style game. It's not necessarily classic Snake now. Now it's this own custom thing that I'm enjoying that's a little slower pace so I don't have to have super reactions. But if I take my time too much, it messes with the combo points. So it's a cool, fun way to play it. I'm addicted. It's awesome.
it sounds like a Snake Survivor like. That's what it sounds like. The more you explain it, I'm like, that's kind of cool. Like I've always liked Snake, and hearing the way you're talking about it, like it sounds like my kind of game. Like it sounds
I
like a
think
good,
it's cheap. I know
yeah.
that. It's a cheap game, but like 100% awesome ass freaking game. And like I would recommend it for anybody who just likes old schooly arcade style. And it's a one more time. Like I'm playing that more than I played Doom Dark Ages. Like it's
That doesn't really surprise me. I mean, it's an easier game to pick up, and yeah, I'm looking at it because I had to double check and look at the price, and yeah, it's like a 3.99 Steam game. So,
definitely
uh,
got my $4 out of it. I'll tell you that much. Oh,
sounds sounds like good stuff. Now, speaking of some cheap games,
mm.
going into Over the Horizon, the first game that
Over
we're
the horizon, Xander Scramble.
what is
On
it
the
on
horizon.
the horizon.
Yeah.
We're at the horizon, not over it. What am I
We're
talking
at the horizon. What the hell are you doing,
But this game right here looks like my kind of game. Rhythm Witch Beat Death.
brother? Beat death.
Beat Death.
It's a rhythm survival game.
And
So you
it's
attack to the
super
rhythm of music while you're dodging monsters. So it's one of your survivor likes, but with rhythm.
and it is so colorful.
Oh,
It
it's
is
ridiculous. Like, and this was a slow week for games. Not necessarily slow some weeks where that's all the games, but like we didn't have a ton. And I did add a budget game that I got for under $1 too. But this game right here was around $5.
yeah, yeah, it's $5. It's on sale right now. Normally it's about 5.99, but right now it's like 5.40, like $5.40. But
It looks addictive.
it's got a very good positive review score on Steam. It just came out like on the 8th of May. And looking at the publisher and developer, Dusklight CO, um,
They
it
do have one other game.
they do. It's something with a Z, like Zoti.
It's a turn-based roguelike for $20 from 2003 or 2023.
Hmm.
Yeah, Zoe T. Zoe, Zoe T. But
Hmm.
yeah, definitely a different style, like different style game. But it looks cool as shit. So
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like they have a lot of really cool ideas, and I just like it because it's I do like rhythm games, and it's almost
yeah.
like Vampire Survivors with the rhythm. It's super colorful, and
And
what is
without spoiling it for next week, I'll allude to something for you, Xander. There's another rhythm game that I found this morning that you're gonna enjoy.
oh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You got to keep the Xander rhythm going.
I was seeing if it had multiplayer, but unfortunately it doesn't. It doesn't have
Mm.
multiplayer.
No, no. And so, but yeah, it looks cool as hell, and I like the fact that there's a gimmick to it. The
Mm.
rhythm style might help it stand out amongst the beast that is Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, because I mean it's got the Vampire Survivor like influence, obviously, but it's not a clone. Like
Yeah.
it's its own thing. It's got like kind of like this anime aesthetic, which is really cool. Speaking of aesthetics,
Uh-oh.
this game right here has
Uh,
a very interesting aesthetic because it is just so green. That
so
is
Game Boy,
yeah, so Game Boy. This is a Slimekeep. This looks cool. This looks like a
Slimekeep,
lot of
and it's another action roguelike. And it's like twin stick shooter, basically.
mm,
It's non-linear though, which is nice, and they do offer permadeath. So.
mm.
But essentially, you play as like a character versus all of the slimes, all the cutesy slimes from like the Dragon Quest, obviously Dragon Quest inspired. You have to fight the evil Slime King, and you kill or capture various slimes to grow stronger and save Slimetopia. So it's all about slimes, man. It's all about slimes.
I like the fact
Which
that you can decide if you want to capture the enemies and like become like your slime pet or if you want to kill them. I do like that. And it shows like almost like a playpen of like slimes that you capture that you can kind of keep in a little zoo area.
Nice. The other thing it says too is that you can choose to not kill the slimes, let them grow more powerful. That way you
Mm.
get more resources out of them when you defeat them. So that's another thing too. 80 unique weapons and upgrades. Yeah, you got your pets. And then there's giant slime bosses. There's like
Mm.
five. There's a mech, a samurai, and a DJ apparently. Like, which to me is really cool. It's all pixel graphics too, which I love. I mean, it says green, but don't worry, the graphics are customizable, so apparently you can change the color. Make it Virtual Boy red, maybe. Ooh,
Oh,
make it
ooh.
even worse. That'd be. But yeah, like Slimekeep looks cool. Does that developer, Ben Bonk, has he done anything else?
That's what I was gonna check out.
I think
Uh
he has. Or at least there's a combo. He has not, but there is a
uh
combo sale. But this game is $15 though, so it's not a budget game. Um,
it's probably our most expensive game this episode because I think the
oh, it
other
absolutely is. The
the
other
other
one's a
ones
dollar
are
game.
other ones are cheap. I but yeah, this looks like it's got like a lot of good reviews, and I could play it right now on my mini PC. I'm looking at now. I'm starting to look at specs, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's only you only need this much RAM. Okay, I could check this out. Not not soon though, but yeah.
Speaking of a game that'll run on your tiny PC, the next one is insane.
Oh man.
It's it's $1.49, $1.49, and it is a side-scrolling Metroidvania action roguelike bullet hell. It has all the names. It's called Slashboy Kingslayer, and essentially play as a samurai against a crowd of mushrooms. Ordinary and not so. That's what it says. But the game itself, it reminds me of the old school Windows like little simple graphic games,
Yeah.
which I thought was dope. And your character, like you see like a big screen of the level, and your character's like tiny on the screen, which is like a classic design choice for the developer.
Oh yeah.
Um, it just they just updated it, which is so I always wonder like how do I find these games when they were released and everything, but it was just updated too recently, so that's why it popped up into my radar as well. They just released version 2.0 of the game,
Oh.
and you're basically a lone samurai coming overcoming the threat of mushrooms, and it says it's a classic arcade game with all those little tags, because I think that's how they kind of get through the searching on Steam. That's not necessarily the exact genres. Um, but runs are fast and last 10 to 15 minutes, so it might be good for pick up and play.
Mm.
Which tells me it's not really Metroidvania if you can play it for 10 to 15 minutes. I don't know why Metroidvania is like in the first couple things. Your character movement is 360 degrees though. Which is interesting. I don't know if like that's just jumping or you can actually move. But yeah, and apparently there's a gambling system too. So
Nice.
you can get useful items at the expense of extra souls. There's several game modes. There's a scalable difficulty system. And abilities can be found at the level and subsequently approved as you find them. And there's ability combinations too. So
Yeah, this is one of those games that, like Vampire Survivors, you can't judge by the looks because you look at it and you're like, oh yeah, it's kind of a simplistic game. But it seems like the concept and the playability it's really what's going to draw you in. Like simplicity art, like simple art. I'm trying to talk here. Simple art, but like really in-depth gameplay, which I like that sort of thing.
And then I got a little topic to talk about at the end here, which is a very interesting one. At the very bottom, first time I've seen this, and there's a little bit of a stressful topic on it. AI generated content disclosure. It says that
Ooh.
the game will have a small story, the art for which was generated by AI. So what is the thought of developers using AI to create elements of their game? And I have like
Hmm.
a thought on it, but what is your thought on the utilization of AI? Now, keep in mind this is a dollars
Yeah.
49 cent game by likely one person. Not this ain't a big budget AAA title. What are your thoughts on this?
My thought, and this kind of goes into the general consensus of AI. I think AI is a good tool, but it's not to replace creativity. If that
Yeah,
makes any sense. Like if I'm writing something and I need a grammar check, I'll use AI. I'll be like, hey, or like I'm trying to make a post, make it sound more engaging. I'll use AI. If
I
the
like it as a research tool as well, in order
Yeah.
to scour multiple sources, websites quickly. The problem is that it's not super accurate all the time.
Mm,
So, but also if I'm searching it by myself, I'm likely less accurate than that.
yeah.
Because it takes so much time to go through sources. And I'm thinking more so as I'm checking the developers and publishers for Switch games and I'm building the Switch book. I'll
Hmm.
toss it and be like, what is the developer and publisher? And sometimes the publisher that it shows doesn't match what's on the damn piece of the game or the
Yeah.
back of the game. And the
Mm,
problem is too is with publishing is that the front and the back don't match all the time, and there's different rules and regulations told by Nintendo that you have to put the publisher on the front, and then I've seen developers on the front, like crazy shit. So there's no standard, and so that confuses the shit out of AI too. So that being said, that long little blip that you have to still take whatever is generated and put forth brain power to it.
right. Exactly.
You have to. Now, I think it's great that this developer is able to create a story or whatever utilizing whatever within AI. Would I prefer to have something out of their own brain? Yeah, but they
Mm,
disclosed it as well. So the fact that they
yeah.
disclosed it is fine. I honestly, if you're using it for research, I don't even see like the need. But if they're using like generated copy paste, okay,
Mm,
got it, disclose it. But if they like took it, got an idea of a crazy story, and then rewrote it in their own words,
yeah.
I mean, it depends if we're doing an APA cited collegiate paper or something. Like if not, it's like, well, I'm using it for ideas. And I think the
Yeah.
idea, but for art, for music, I'm not a fan of AI generated art. It just looks
Yeah.
weird. I sent you a demo because I was working on a pixel art painting
Hmm.
of Shredder from Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, the arcade game. You don't fight Super Shredder at the end. You fight Shredder with the freaking green lightsaber.
Lightsaber.
It's awesome.
Zoom,
So
zoom.
I finished painting it, and I'm like, hey, what color should I use for the background? And my buddy was sitting there. He's like, "Hey, why don't you ask AI to generate it?" And it was funny because it generated the background colors and it showed me, and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna do silver. I'm probably gonna paint that this weekend." But it was funny because it took all the pixels and made Shredder look like a weird amalgam of like it looks complete AI garbage. And
Yeah.
when my hand painted pixel one is done meticulously by hand, it looks so much nicer, so much
It
cooler when
looked
I do it by hand.
It's funny because it looked almost like those really bad filters on like emulation. Like what I'm talking about? Like that those weird fillers where it makes everything kind of blend in together when you
Yeah.
were
No,
showing it to me.
that's
Yeah.
what it did. It did something weird, but like, because there's one book series, and I don't want to dog the guy because he's working on it. They're like little magazines that he does, and the last three covers, because the first three games or four games, he does like these little booklets based on one game, and he does
Hmm.
like a little pamphlet thing. It's cool as hell, and I've been
Yeah.
supporting him. The last three that he did all three covers look like it's AI voxel art. All
Mm.
three of them. And they're all the same. Like one's like Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, one's another, and they all look exactly the same.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like crap on the guy because the actual content inside there's cool. It's still cool as
Yeah.
shit, like good write-ups. But it does look like it's AI voxel art. Because I was contemplating it with the Indie Gaming Gems book of doing like
Yeah.
AI generated images for chapter intros. And I,
Mhm.
I I did it in the little app or it looks like crap. It looks bad. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll just get with a buddy and I'll have like an indie artist draw some stuff
Like, I
and it'll
mean,
look way cooler.
I like I don't mind using like AI for like a concept. Like especially like with music, I'll write something and I'll write the lyrics, but I don't have a singer. So I'll use AI and I can find a singer. So then I'm like, so then I can be like, I have like this AI, concept of how I want the singing done. So then I can reach out to an actual singer and be like, hey, this is the demo. Let's work, and do that. So I
Hey,
think,
once I retire from the army, we'll do Motorhead 2.0 and we'll get out
oh
there. But
yeah.
till then, no, I actually like because I have I think it's in my Plex server because I was in a band before I joined the army. We have 30 days of music, not hours, not minutes, days of recorded content. But what I like about it is that, guitarists, both of my guitarists both passed away.
Mm,
And I can sit there with like I think it's Suno, but I can
hmm
sit there with Suno. I could upload a little jam session we had, and it AI will continue with the guitars
hmm
exactly how they did it and finish the song. And I can't record with them again. They're
Yeah.
gone. But I
Yeah.
can literally finish stuff. So I'm thinking that once, I get in a headspace where I'm not like in the army, I might and this system gets better because AI is always learning.
Yeah.
I might try to finish out an album using generating the remainder that we can't record, and then maybe get with people and actually record it live too.
And that's what
It,
the Beatles did. They're the
yeah,
last Beatles song. They took like a little bit of a little demo that John Lennon was writing, and they were able to clean up the audio, and boom, like they went back in the studio and finished that song. So it's a cool concept. Like I don't hate AI. I it's always kind of disappointing when you see stuff that's like clearly done by AI.
yeah, yeah.
That's is disappointing more than anything else because you're like, oh man, it could look better,
Well, and my thing is that I need to get like a vocal pedal system because I used to
Mm,
have a vocalizer back before I joined, and I don't know where it's in my storage. I'm actually getting all my storage back when I moved to Colorado. I'm gonna see if I still have it in there. It was this old like it was like a circle looking thing. I can't remember the name of it, but I had a vocalizer and it was fucking cool.
yeah,
And because I generated this idea of a G.I. Joe song and the vocals, I can't record the vocals the way that they do it. And it's fucking cool the way that it generated the vocals. I can do the tone, but I can't
yeah.
do the effect. The
Mm,
effect, it's clearly AI for the effect, but like I can if I add a vocalizer to mine, it'll give it some depth and it'll be fucking cool. Because
oh
I
yeah,
think the older I get, the less my fingers move to rip on the guitar. I may just do straight vocals in the future.
oh yeah,
And I know a bass guitar.
yeah.
Like,
Some guy that plays bass. Yeah.
and I know a drummer, aka my nephew, who's a badass drummer. So like, and I know a bunch of guitarists, but like my old guitarist passed away. So
Mm.
and I know a keyboardist too out in Chicago. So like they was in the old band. I mean, hell, my band is inside my tattoo.
Oh
That's the
yeah,
band. None More Evil. That was the old band, and no longer with us. But that's the thing though. I think AI utilizing that long fucking story short, I think utilizing AI for instances like continuing a legacy to generate what it may sound like, and then going and like recording it in the future. And now I'm not saying like make money on it. I'm saying
Yeah,
doing it for like my own personal stuff. I
exactly.
think would be
Yeah.
freaking cool. And then like later on get together and take the coolest ones and record something cool or whatever. But like it's ideas, the old man band midlife crisis, call them midlife crisis. Yeah, I'll have to let you listen to one song. Like I'll have to send you a copy.
Oh
It's fucking
yeah.
cool. It's fucking cool. But yeah, like so but for like video games, I think it's a fine line. It's a
Yeah.
fine line. And art, I don't think like it's there's just so much out there. But as a devil's advocate, there was back in the day in the early 1900s, Xander, actually the mid 1800s, artists were very worried about this technology called the photograph, that it would ruin
Mm,
art.
yeah.
And as we know, it did not ruin art. Photograph did not ruin art. And AI is going to be the same thing. It's going to be its
Yeah.
own separate thing. Is it going to confuse people so we can spot forgeries? Sure. However, there's going to be a very, very difference between digital art and the wooden pixel art that I'm making, or printed art and my hand painted pixel art. Because I'm hand painting wooden pixel art. It's gonna be hipster shit. I'm gonna have it with me at conventions. I'm gonna do some for commissions as well for like listeners, Patreon subscribers and shit. But like you're gonna see my stuff, and when you see it in person, you're like, oh yeah, that's much different than something I could just like print on a printer or something, because you can
Yeah.
have like ink get printed and everything and it all look flawless. Mine isn't going to be perfect. It's going to be like I'm detailing it, but it's not going to be flawless.
Right.
um because it's by hand, it's my own thing. And so I was thinking about it when I was doing the Mike Tyson's Punch Out piece, and all I'm doing is I'm just going off of what the art looks like and making it look as, close to, with colors and everything, as close
Yeah.
to as possible. And so, and then adding my own flourishes to it as well, because if something doesn't make sense, I mean, the perfect example, and there's an artist who does canvas paintings, square painter. He's also in James Rolfe's, he's in
Rex
Rex
Viper.
Viper. He's in
Yeah.
Rex Viper. His name's Adam, and he's a square painter, and he does his own flourishes. The perfect example is he did I have one of it. It's Friday, or it's a Nightmare on Elm Street. And if you know the Nightmare on Elm Street, uh, Freddy Krueger, it's like garbage looking black thing. He added like white claws.
Yeah.
And not necessarily how I would do it, but I'm doing stuff like that too, where if something makes sense, you just add to it. And he custom makes all of his, art that before he paints it, like to make sure that it all like logically makes sense. He doesn't just do one to one, he makes it look nicer.
Yeah.
And so I used to always, every year when I would see him, I'd buy a piece from him. And I have a lot of them hung up. I tell him they all go above the toilet, Adam. Yes. He's like, thanks. but I love supporting this stuff. But I'm doing on wood because I like doing woodworking and having fun with it and working on stuff. So
And it just adds like so much like texture to it. That's what I like about it. Like you'll have like the
yeah.
wood like pixel art, but it'll be like on the canvas that's painted, so it has some depth and texture. I think that's cool. I think that's really
Yeah,
cool.
and I mean, and it's completely handmade. And so that's
Mhm.
why when you got people that are doing the automatic processes and doing things generated by AI, doing all the things, like, no, you can tell the difference between practical art and not practical art. You're going to tell the difference between content and AI generated content as AI becomes more and more indistinguishable. You know, there's that. But I do like it, even in those contexts, to check for accuracy, to add depth, to add
Mhm.
details, and then you can rework it. So, for example, like if you just want to make something sound a little, like you said, write an email, make it sound more professional. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, there's all that. You can be like, all right, take this and make it sound legal. Like so
Yeah.
that way. I mean, I did that when they delivered my books and messed up everything. Every email that I sent to the company that sent my books wrong, I put through the filter said, hey, make sure this is legally sound. So that
Mm.
way I didn't say anything crazy, nothing emotional, because because you don't want when you're in those types of situations. So it's great for that stuff.
Yeah.
But um, I would say though, because video game creation's an art medium, I'm a little less inclined.
Mm.
Yeah. Long story short, um, we like our art, we like our music, we like all of our stuff, but AI has its purpose, and we
Yeah.
can't. It's not going anywhere. So
Yeah, I
you
was about
got
to
to learn to
say is
live with it.
then yeah, nothing's going to be taking it away. It's like the synthesizers of 80s, like it's going to be it's a part of it. It's a part of this 20th, what is it? 21st century? Is it 21st century now? What century is it?
Let you figure it out. It's Chocobo Century.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wore this shirt for the water splatter, that picture I showed you.
I'm wearing this shirt.
Oh nice. I can't
It's
it's
it's so faded. It's an
oh
old
yeah.
BGBS gaming podcast shirt from 15 years ago. It's still, but it's obviously Salamander Gradius, and I will say I am excited for Salamander Tree. Um,
Yeah.
Except for I don't pre-order long pre-orders anymore because I move all the time. So I have to
Yeah.
wait till I find the game either on like a Video Games Plus in Canada who will ship them out, or when Limited Run goes to conventions or something.
Mm.
Crazy.
Well, you know what else is crazy?
What else is
Some
crazy?
some of our supporters of the show, we gotta give them a nice little shout out. Our exclusive Patreons.
Man, you mess it up every time.
I'm
Executive producers,
I
man.
always say
Uh,
exclusive. I don't know why I say
Exclusive.
it's like
Now,
exclusive.
now for all Patreons, because patreon.com/Hagen's Alley, it is free to join. I did start doing a video series where I'm just like going to record like thoughts, and I'm going to show off the newest wooden pixels that I'm working on. This week's, which will be like 2 weeks ago at the time of this recording, I'm going to show off my coins that I did, which is wooden
Mm.
nickels. I'm doing wooden nickels for the complete SNES, like little small wooden nickels, which was third the third stretch goal for the successfully funded Kickstarter, the complete SNES. That was successfully funded. And just for those that have listened this whole episode, there is a secret link on HagensAlley.com for the complete Genesis. One that you
Mm.
can get a free coin, free patch, and a bunch of goodies. So look for the secret link. I send out all the contributors the link as well, so their fan bases will find it. So, but our fan base should find it, and our Patreons will also get posted this link. But I've been starting to do a little video series. It's like they're like 1 minute, 2 minutes, like very short. So I'll show off my
Yeah.
canvas that I'm doing, the Mario World 2 canvas.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, the thing is, I already got some colorization done for it, and I just do it little by little. That's
Yeah.
how I knock them out. I don't do it all at one sitting. Like I did that for my wife's Mother's Day present, and that was like an entire day worth of insanity. But
Well,
our executive producers like Akroloth, we have to thank them as well as
indeed, and David
Indeed, indeed.
Isherwood.
Indeed, David Isherwood. Then Lunchbox, aka the Disgruntled Gamer from the Thunderdome Gaming Society, always on Twitch now. He's starting Twitch streaming
Oh,
for indie games. He always is posting some
ooh,
cool ass indie games. Yeah,
you check that out. He's always got some great recommendations, and of
exactly.
course, Jesse Glenn as well.
Jesse Glenn. And Jesse Glenn's a big supporter of Physical Switch and posting a lot of cool news articles recently too. Because
Mm.
there's been some crazy stuff out there. And things that we got to talk about next episode, like a certain consoleized system that I'm still waiting to pull the trigger on. So
Oh yeah,
should be
yeah,
fun stuff. Fun stuff. But thank you to all of them, including all of our other patrons. I also have been adding digital copies of a lot of my books. I'm adding like one or two a week. And so be prepared to find more fun at the Hagen Sally Patreon and at the Indie Credible Podcast.
indeed, indeed. As always, guys, thank you for listening and support Indie.